untitled.co.uk. Thank you for joining me. Today's project is this rather cute little secret slider box. You pull on the tab here and ooh, what's that? Could it be a bar of chocolate? It's surprisingly easy to make these cute little boxes, and if you'd like to stay with me, I'll show you how I made this one. First thing I'm going to do is to measure the size of my bar of chocolate. So this one happens to be about 4.5 inches long by about 2 inches wide, and it's about 1/4 of an inch deep. So I need to make a box tray that is going to fit that size. And I've done a bit of research, and there is a fantastic website out there called thecraftyowl.co.uk where they've got a handy little calculator that will enable you to work out the size of your boxes using the Stampin' Up envelope maker. And for the size of box that I'm going to need, or the tray I should say, I needed to cut a piece of paper that was 6 1/8 of an inch square, and I need to punch it at 3 5/8 of an inch, and again at 4 3/8 of an inch. Actually, I should have scored that before I did the other punch, but not to worry, we can go back. 4 5/8. Alright, and that's the end of the measuring now, because from now on I'm just lining up this little pointer here with the score line I just made, and punching and scoring, and again punch and score, and then I'm turning it round and lining it up and punch and score and punch and score, and turn that around again and punch and score and score, and there you are. And I've now gone all the way around my piece of paper, cutting out the corners. Oh, and before I put my scoreboard away, there's one more thing I need to do. So I've got to decide which of these is going to be the front, and I've decided that I think this piece is going to be the front. And I'm going to put that back in and just kind of, just by eye, decide where the centre is, and then punch down to make a neat little handy holder. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to snip these 4 pieces so that I've got 4 little flaps, and I'm going to fold all these pieces in. So here's my finished piece of DSP, all scored and with the little flaps cut in. A couple of things that perhaps I should have said. One is that I'm using Coastal Cabana DSP, which is going to be one of the colours that is retiring in June this year. It's a very pretty colour, and I'm going to miss it. The other thing is that when I made prototypes for the box, I found that if I made it with a just deep enough to hold the bar of chocolate, it was very difficult to put together, and it was very difficult to do. So it's the little tray that holds your treat is going to be actually a little bit deeper than that, and that's okay, because that means we can put some decoration onto the actual chocolate when we go to give it to our loved one. One more thing is that you'll notice that I've trimmed the points off these corners, and that's so that it will fit neatly inside of the tray. So what I'm going to go and do now is I'm going to put some glue dots on these squares here, and I'm going to fold the box together. And I'm going to fast forward through this bit because it's going to take a little bit of time. So I've got a glue dot on each one of those little flaps, and I'm going to fold the box together. And these bits just tuck in out of the way. Now I could have put some snail or something on to hold them down. I'm not going to, because the weight of the treat itself will hold them nice and flat. And also I'm going to put in a little piece of, if I can find it, a little piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock, which I've cut to just inside, if I can find the right piece. Which I will trim to fit just inside of the box there. Cut this one a little bit too big, so I'm going to need to trim that. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back with making the rest of the box. I want to make my little treat look nice and pretty inside the little tray. These little bars of chocolate come from Lidl, and I think they're 49p for 5, so they're very, very inexpensive. And they're quite attractively packaged, and the chocolate's very nice, but let's make it really super duper, to make it really look like something. So I've cut a piece of, this is strawberry slush, DSP, and I've cut this to, let's have a look, that's about 5.5, 5.75 inches by just under 4 inches deep. And I haven't scored it or anything, I've just kind of eased it round the chocolate bar. So I'm going to put a bit of snail on this edge. I'm going to wrap it around. To make the outer sleeve, I've cut a piece of strawberry slush cardstock, and I've cut it to 4.5 inches by 6.75 inches, and I've scored at 2 5/8, 3 1/8, 5 3/4, and 6 1/4. I'm going to decorate it before I put it together, because it's easier to do it when it's flat. But before I do, I'll just mention that I've got a bit of sticky strip down the edge there, ready for me to be putting it together. So for my decoration, I have a piece of the Coastal Cabana DSP, and I've cut myself some embellishments. So I've cut this cute little bird here, which I've cut out of the Bird Builder Punch, and not only do you get the bird, but you get the leaves as well, from the same stamp set that I've used for the sentiment inside. I've stamped To a Great Friend, and I've cut it out with our extra large oval punch, and I'm now going to put it all together. Right, here's my little wrapper all done. So all that remains to be done now is to put it all together. To make the slider mechanism, I've cut myself a piece of just any old card that I happen to have lying around. This is a piece of Whisper White that I got my inky fingers all over. Can't use it for anything pretty now. And I've cut it to 3 inches that way by 4 1/4 inches that way. and I've cut a piece of plastic. This is just a piece that I just chopped off the end of a document wallet, and I've wrapped it around the card that way, and that's going to be what makes the slider happen. I've scored the card at 1/2 inch from this edge, and I've put some sticky strip down it, and this is how I'm going to make my card. So here are the tray and the sentiment message, and I've put some sticky strip onto the back of the tray and the front of the sentiment, and that's important, because if you put it onto the back of the sentiment, when you pull it out, your sentiment will be the wrong way around. And how do you think I know that? So here's my sleeve that I've all made, and I've decorated it up, and I need to have a little bit of a think about how all of this is going to go together. So I'm going to take the sticky strip off my sliding mechanism, and I'm going to put it inside, just inside the fold there, and knock it down. Okay. So that is going to come around there like that. I want that to just pop out just a little bit there, so I'm going to line that up with the fold of the slider mechanism, and I'm going to take off, make sure that this is where I want it. Yeah. I'm going to put that at the top because it makes for a smoother run. I'm just making sure that that is just protruding out of the end, just the tiniest amount, so that people will have something to grab. Alright, I'm going to bring that over and stick that down. Now I've got a bit of the plastic sticking out there. I'm just going to chop that level. Alright, so far so good. So when I pull that, that pops out, it's the right way up. That's the result. Okay, so now I've got my treat tray, and I'm going to take the sticky strip off the back of that. Come back here, you. And I'm going to line that up. Oops. Don't know what they put on that stuff, but it don't half stick. Let's put that on there. So now, when I wrap that round and I pull the tag, the treat tray pops out nice and politely. So I'm just going to take the sticky strip off this bit and fold it down. And that's why when we did the scoring, we allowed a little bit of extra room so that there was room to manoeuvre. There we are. So I'm going to pull that out, and I can put my little gift in there. And close that up. And there it is. I'm going to finish this off with a couple of extra bits of bling. I've got here the designer vintage faceted buttons. There are 24 of them in a little pot, and they're ever so pretty. And I'm going to get the smallest size, and I'm going to put it glued on the back. Pop that on there like that. Just adds a little bit of extra bling. And I've cut some of these. I've punched out some of these flowers, which are from the Itty Bitty Accents punch set, and I've cut out 3 of them out of the strawberry slush cardstock, and I'm going to give them some of the basics rhinestones for centres. Just a little bit of extra bling. I already put one of the basic rhinestones on the bird to make his eye, and I gave him a little bit of a black pupil with a little bit of a Sharpie marker there, just so that he wasn't looking very blank. Okay, and let's have a look. Maybe I should have done this before. I've got some strawberry slush on a sponge. I'm just going to sponge the edges just to highlight them a little bit. Perhaps I should have done that before I put the bling on, but you live and learn. There we go, that's enough, that'll do. And we'll put these on with some glue dots, and I think we'll call that done. So I do hope you've enjoyed this project. Thank you for watching. If you want to and there's the finished project all done. I do hope you've enjoyed. If you want more information, then by all means do visit my blog, which is tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and there will be a direct link to this project in the more information box below this video. Thank you for joining me, and I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.